What's up? What's going on? Cesar Hernandez, aka Coach C. So today we're going to talk about real quickly about Liver King and his redemption. Is it possible? What happened and how he's been exposed? If you guys don't know, you know the videos out there now with oh God, man, I can't remember the guy's name, but More Plates, More Dates channel has exposed Liver King for of course being on steroids, which everybody already knew. Like everybody knew like that was the thing. Like it wasn't a big surprise, but I think a lot of the backlash is happening because he just doubled and tripled down on the fact that he didn't, and that he wasn't on anything. Now, I think that there's going to be a lot of things that could be happening. I think there's a few things that, there's a little bit of conspiracy as far as maybe the emails were created by somebody else. Maybe they weren't necessarily Liver King. Give me a second here. Let me close my door. But there's a lot of different theories on that, right? A lot of different ways. But what I would say is this, is that number one, I think that Liver King is awesome. I think he's great. I think he's a great, a lot of his philosophies, a lot of the things that he is preaching as far as, becoming your better self. It's almost like Andrew Tate, right? Like it's the same, it's kind of like this, he's not being misogynist or anything like that, or like how they're accusing Andrew Tate of being. He's more of being just like be your greatest form, get married, have kids, do that sort of thing. So it's almost like two different ends of the spectrum, but it's almost very, very similar, has a similar feel to it, where they're trying to counsel him. Now, I think that Liver King has the opportunity to redeem himself. He really does. If he comes out and says, hey, listen, man, this is the real reason why I said that. This is why I defended it so hard. If he takes the stance of like, that wasn't me, that wasn't my emails, then there's going to be a lot more proof that needs to be had or whatnot. But I think overall, when you're looking at what he promotes, overall how successful this guy has been, in the video with More Plates, More Dates, they were kind of like making him seem to be more of a charlatan, more of a scam artist and all that sort of thing. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time really swallow that, like that he's a scam artist, right? I don't think he's really a scam artist. I think that there's probably some reasons in which when he said what he said, he needed to feel like, it's almost like when you lie, you just got to keep the lie going, right? And everybody, I don't care who you are, everyone has done that at one time or another in their life. It just so happens that this guy is like, he's under the spotlight tremendously because he has the following. One of the other things that they pointed out was the fact that he had planned this whole blow up on social media, right? Dude, everybody plans to blow up on social media. And if he had the resources, of course, he's going to afford the best team to be able to tell him like, this is what's going to go viral. If you do this, man, your body looks insane. So if we do these type of shots, like they're more likely to go viral. All that sort of stuff. So I don't think that makes him a scam artist. It makes him a good marketer. It makes him somebody who understands the internet and the landscape in which we're operating in right now. Like there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, do I see that this may have an impact on his family? I think so. I think there may be an impact on his boys. That's kind of the first thing that I go to. The first thing I worry about is his family, his wife, and how they're going to deal with the backlash, how all of that stuff's going to happen. Does this affect his businesses? I would never, as an entrepreneur, I would never want to have somebody like lose everything and then their family is just doesn't have anything anymore. Like that's not cool, man. And I think he has put in a lot of work before he came out as Liver King. He has done a lot of things and built up a lot of successful businesses that were like supplement companies and like that without ever really blowing up as Liver King first, right? Like he was already successful with that. So I think that needs to stay in place. Like there's no reason to cancel everything that this dude is doing. And like I said, my biggest concern really when it boils down to it is the family, is like, how are the boys going to look at it? How are they, the internet is forever, man. And your sons, as they grow up and they start to get their own opinions and their own perspectives, I just hope that they have their dad's back. Like that is what confidants do. That is what family does. Like, dad, okay, you were wrong, whatever, but I still got your back. It's like, it's all good. We're still family. We're not going anywhere. Because I would hate for that sort of thing to happen. And if he made the mistake of just doubling down, tripling down and saying that he didn't do this, which everybody knew that that's what the case was. Nobody was really thinking that this dude was completely natural, right? The tenets that he has, that he lives by, I think everybody needs to everybody can benefit from those. All those things. When I was looking, I was like, yeah, man, of course, dude. He's well articulated, carries himself real good, and He has, he has great intentions at the end of the day. Even More Plates, More Dates was saying the same thing. Like, this dude had great intention, right? So it's almost like, I don't understand how somebody can criticize somebody so harshly and then kind of give them a compliment in the same video. That really don't vibe with me, but it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, I think that Liver King, if he's trying to redeem himself, just come out and talk about it, man. Maybe this is like the perfect way to like get on Joe Rogan, right? Like, you want to increase your platform, you want to increase your reach, you want to do those things. Like, now is the time. Now is the time to go jump on Joe Rogan, man. Like, see if you can book that show and talk about it and put it on the line and confront the dude that said that you were doing it, and then just like say to his face, you know what, dude, you were right. I was wrong. This is what I did. These are my sins. This is what I confess to, man. Like, that sort of thing, right? Like, this is just a great opportunity for him to spin everything and still have everything in his favor. Because the one thing that you will hear over and over again from anybody who's making these types of videos is that the dude at the end of the day is like spreading some good knowledge. The dude is spreading some good intent. He is spreading some good stuff. Get off the processed foods, the bagged cans, boxed foods. Get into more natural foods. Get away from the processed stuff that is killing you. Live a better life. Become that most dominant part of yourself, right? Like, become that dominant person. Be the man that you need to be. Protect your family. Provide for them. Do these things. Like, there's nothing wrong with the message, right? There's nothing wrong with the message. It's just in the way that people are now going to perceive him. That's the thing that's kind of the downfall, because he doubled down, tripled down. It's almost like, we know you're lying, bro. Just say you're lying. We know you're lying, bro. And he's like, no, screw you guys. You guys are like not hearing me. This is what I said. That's kind of where he went wrong, right? It is what it is. It's not like everybody's surprised about this. Anyways, I think that the redemption story, if he was going to do it, I would try to do everything possible to start jumping on the podcast, start going on a little bit of a run and saying, okay, all right, you caught me. Here it is. And here's my cards, man. And I apologize, right? I just seen a podcast on the Full Send podcast, I believe it is, where the dude that did Fire Festival, like, he just got out of prison. And he's going on a PR run. Like, that dude's like, I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still going to do this. I got millions of dollars in restitution that I have to do, millions of dollars that I got to pay back. I was a fool. I was an idiot. And guess what? After watching the interview and like listening to him, I was like, bro, good job. Like, that's how you take responsibility of the situation. That's how you take responsibility of what it is that, the mess ups that you had and the foul ups that you did. Like, bro, and that's pretty big. I mean, it's a huge documentary on Netflix. Everybody watched it. Everybody knows. Like, everybody's calling him a scammer and all this sort of thing. But the dude had the audacity, the balls, the strength to like come out and say, hey, I was wrong. This is like, I was wrong and I want to make it right. I was wrong and I'm not going to deny my skill sets. I had good skill sets, but I was just like, I was backed up against the wall. I went about it the wrong way. I didn't handle the finances right. I lied to people. I did this because I was just afraid, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all Liver King has to do, is just to come out and to really go on a run and try to get that Joe Rogan podcast. You realize that it's almost like, if you think about the boxing world, right? Like, how they hold off and they hold off and hold off. And then, like, when they make the fight, like, it's a huge fight if they do it at the right time. If it's too late, then it kind of sucks. But when it's at the right time, it's like, boom, everything just makes sense, right? Or in the MMA world with the UFC, when a story lines up perfectly and now it makes sense that this fight is going to be made. Now it makes sense that there's like all this momentum behind it. And like, that's what I feel this could be. That's what I feel this could be. And I think that there is a possibility and an opportunity for Liver King to come out and to really go on this PR run. And if he does it right, if he's got the right people around him, and if he is who I think he is, as far as his intent, his heart, what he's trying to do, what he's trying to say, and all these sort of things, and he's not a charlatan, I think that's what he'll do. So that is my guess. That is my prediction. I may be wrong. I may have the dude completely wrong. I've never met him. I've never talked to him, anything like that. Just going based off of the interviews that I've seen with him, how he's been able to speak and articulate his words, what he's been saying. And then you got people that, of course, it's always easy to like throw rocks and say, you suck, you're this, you're that, you're a fraud, blah, blah, blah. It's always easy to do that. But let's see what he does. Let's see what happens. Looking forward to it. All right, let's get back to the regular scheduled program. We'll see you soon. By the way, what does this all have to do with the next generation? This has to do with us teaching our boys valuable lessons. Right now, at this point in time, he can step up and say, son, because I think he has two of them, I messed up. wife, I messed up, and I'm going to take full responsibility for this. I am going to fully lean into this, and I'm going to take responsibility. And that is an example that you can share with your children. That's an example that he can share with his sons, and they will learn a valuable lesson, and they will appreciate and respect their father even more. We'll see you soon. Bye.